Hey, what's up, guys? We got this is a really short video. I just wanted to make this one real quick because I saw United 24, which is one of the channels we like to react to, posted a little segment, like 4 or 5 minutes, about the foreign fighters from 70 countries in Ukraine, talking about the International Legion. And that's kind of my specialty of talking points, so I wanted to go over that with you guys. For those of you who are new here, first of all, I got a shout out to all our members. Thank you guys so much. Can't thank you enough. Seriously, like the words can't put meaning to it, how much it means. So thank you guys. My name is Saxon. Most of you guys know that at this point. I go by Vegas here in Ukraine. I joined the International Legion for the defense of Ukraine in January of 2023. Sorry. I was in 1st Battalion, Charlie 3 platoon. Before I was in the Legion, I was a firefighter and an EMT outside of Fort Worth, Texas. So I had zero military experience prior to Ukraine. Now I am with a different unit, working with the 13th Brigade, Hatia. I'm actually recommending anybody who is coming over to Ukraine in hopes to fight or help in some kind of a capacity in the military. I'm recommending they check out the international element within this brigade I'm working with, Hatia, the 13th Brigade, primarily because there's a lot of changes going on in the Legion. We're going to talk about that in this video because that's what this video is all about, is talk about the Legion. I did run through it briefly, kind of glanced and heard some of the things, and they bring up some good points, and there's also some things that are just outright false. So I want to cover that. Let's watch this shit, you guys.
Realize I'm good to go.
From the start of the full-scale war, several international legions have been fighting for Ukraine. Recently, the government also allowed foreigners to hold officer positions in the military.
False. They may, I believe that they said since October of 2024 that this is a possibility now. I have still yet to see any foreigners in any kind of a leadership or officer role in Ukraine.
But how and why do people from all over the world join Ukraine's fight? President Volodymyr Zelensky announced the creation of the International Legion just days after Russia's full-scale invasion. Over time, this unit evolved into 4 international legions for the defense of Ukraine within its ground forces.
So when it says 4 international units, I'm thinking they're referring to 1st Bat, 2nd Bat, 3rd Bat, and 4th Battalion. We went over this in my last video, which got shit views, by the way. And this is how I know there's something going on with the algorithm, because I got a ton of comments, a ton of likes, and very low views, which is interesting. So that's okay. We're going to keep on keeping on. I know this channel is going to blow up, man, and especially with the support of you guys. So anyways, there's 1st Battalion, 2nd Battalion, 3rd Battalion, 4th Battalion. 1 through 3, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd are infantry battalions. They are combat units. They will deploy to the front line, and they will fight. Okay, no ifs, ands, or buts. 4th Battalion is the training battalion. They stay on base, and they train new Legionnaires that come through the system. I think that's what they're referring to here.
According to reports, about 40,000 applications were submitted in just the first month. Initially, applications had to go through Ukrainian embassies, but the process has since been simplified. Now applicants can use the Legion's website.
I've gone over this website with you guys multiple times. This was a little bit before I got some inside scoops on what is currently happening with the Legion, and so this was basically me saying, hey, if you want to join the Legion, here's how to do it. But now I'm not even going to show you that because I wouldn't feel right about it, man. They're taking a lot of casualties right now.
By March 20,
and I think it could be avoided, is my point. War is, you're going to get casualties, people are going to die. If these casualties were just an outcome of the conflict in general, then okay, it is what it is. But no, I believe a lot of these casualties, at least the ones that I'm familiar with, could have been avoided.
2022, the most experienced foreigners who took part in combat operations in Syria, Iraq, and Afghanistan had already gone into battle in Ukraine. Their greatest contribution in the beginning of the war was during the battles for Kiev, when every soldier counted. These fighters helped hold the capital, a key target for the Russians. But what motivated them to come to Ukraine?
Before we move on from that, the Battle of Kiev, man, that's one of those things. that, living here in Ukraine, I hear about so often, and it's so strange, but I wish I was a part of it, because that's a historical moment. Really, this entire conflict is historical, but specifically holding off that Battle of Kiev. I know a couple guys that were here during that, and it just sounded like some real crazy shit, some World War III style like cowboy shit, like just handing out rifles and saying go. Hey, don't do that, please. Thank you. Also, they made a good point. A lot of career soldiers, your team guys, tier 1, tier 2 operators, stuff like that, who were not contracted in a Western military, came right when the conflict kicked off, and a lot of them ended up dying out here, and it sucks to say, because really these were the guys that theoretically could have came and taught a lot of the other guys coming in with less experience and made them more efficient and more combat effective soldiers. But instead, these guys, and because they're heroes, right? They've got hearts of lions. They came straight here and just started fighting, and the conflict was just so brutal and bloody. A lot of them died, and then we lose. Not only do we lose a human life, right? But we lose millions, multi-millions worth of dollars of experience from that soldier that could have been shared with a lot of the unexperienced guys, even including me when I first came,
It's important for me to stop Russian aggression in Ukraine, because I understand that Russia is not only an enemy of Ukraine, but also of Poland and the entire Europe. If Russia captures Ukraine, it won't stop there.
I remember when foreigners found out they'd be paid salaries. It was funny because they didn't even think about that.
Yeah, when I was joining the Legion, I had zero idea that we were getting paid from the government. Zero. Somebody told me, and I was like, holy shit, that's a bonus. Also, they mentioned something. I know I'm stopping it a lot, but this is a short video, and they've got a lot of cool points, okay? He mentioned something here. What was it? I missed it.
I remember when foreigners found
Won't stop there.
Oh, yeah, sorry. He said that these foreigners that came to fight realized that this is not only a war for Europe, Eastern Europe, but Europe in general, but also a war of the free Western civilization, the free world. This is very, very simple to understand for me, and I was talking with somebody the other day, and basically they were saying, and this person, they had 26 years in the United States military, and they made comments that sometimes they didn't even know what they were fighting for, right? And sometimes they didn't always believe in what they were fighting for. And this is someone who stuck it through, career military, United States military veteran. But he said when this kicked off, there's such a clear right and wrong, a moral right and a moral wrong. He said it was easy. And I've been saying that since the beginning of this channel that I'm talking with you guys. And this is very common amongst the foreign fighter community out here, is everybody knew, like, okay, bad guy, good guy. This is very simple. And so I guess when this guy mentioned that this is not just Ukraine's war, this is Europe's war, this is the free world's war. Not a lot of people get that concept. Not anymore. When this was brand new news in 2022, February, March, it seemed like some people were on board and kind of understanding, but, it's lost attention. And people, frankly, if they don't see it every day and it's not in their life, they don't give a shit about it. And I don't blame them. That's how it is.
I remember when foreigners found out they'd be paid salaries. It was funny because they didn't even think about that. Everything is legitimate. All fighters sign a contract. After that, they become servicemen of the armed forces of Ukraine, subject to Ukrainian law, including all social guarantees. Before being sent into battle, their training lasts at least 6 weeks. Moreover, upon signing their first contract, relocation assistance may be provided for the fighter and each family member who moves with them.
Absolutely false. So a couple things I want to cover there. Before I cover the false part, they're
6 weeks.
hold on.
Moreover, upon signing their first contract, relocation assistance
So training 6 weeks. Mine was 8 weeks. Some people's a little bit longer, some shorter. And if you're like very military experienced, you have a lot of experience, especially in combat roles, they will literally give you a crash course of 1 week and then send you to a unit. God dang, that was loud. That's me, not you. Sorry. So yeah, I would say that's accurate. 6 to 8 weeks of training, basic combat infantry training, you know, shooting your rifle, zeroing, throwing grenades, how to operate in a 2-man fire team, 4-man, larger platoon size movements, you know, all that stuff, right? Bounding, peeling. Okay, now this.
may be provided for the fighter and each family member who moves with them to the new duty location.
It says that help can be provided, or how do they specify it? Relocation assistance can be provided, may be provided. Abso-fucking-lutely not. That is not going to happen, dude. If you come out here, you are spending all your own money. Absolutely. And frankly, while you're out here, you're going to be spending all your own money. If you get a contract and you sign with the Legion or a different unit in the Ukrainian Armed Forces, you're going to get issued gear. You will become a soldier on paper, you know, so you will have a military ID. So hospital visits, doctor visits, that's all free. Dental work is free. Prescriptions, a lot of prescriptions, stuff like that, free. So those are really good benefits, but they will definitely not pay for you to come here, nor will they pay to bring your family over. No, dude. No.
Relocation assistance may be provided for the fighter and each family member who moves with them to the new duty location. The families are taken care of even when things end up tragically. They receive a compensation of approximately $400,000 in case their loved one dies.
Absolutely false, man. And, you know, this is a real shame because in the contracts that you sign, there is something that talks about families getting some kind of compensation if their loved one dies in this conflict. But I don't remember exactly how much it was, maybe 20 grand, 15, 20 grand. But as long as I've been here, and I was talking with somebody who's been here since the war kicked off in February, neither of us and a whole group of us have never seen family members get this payment. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that's like some scandalous, shady shit the Ukraine's doing, but it's point blank period. It's not happening. So maybe they're going to have something set up to where when this is all said and done and over with, they will send payments out to family members of people, foreigners who died here. I hope so. You know, we know a lot of people, including friends who we consider to be family, and their families received nothing. Okay. Except for a phone call. So
Missing soldiers' families continue to receive salaries until an official death declaration. Unlike Ukrainian contracts, Legionnaires can end their service early after 6 months. As of October 2024, foreigners can hold officer positions, and since August, it's easier for them to obtain Ukrainian citizenship. For instance, Murphy, who served in the US Airborne Forces in Afghanistan, now leads the Ronin group in the Legion and has received awards and citizenship from the president. Ukraine provides Legionnaires with all necessary equipment and weapons. If a fighter wants something additional, recruiters provide consultation and useful advice. One of the first Legionnaires was Ben Grant, a former British Marine and son of politician Helen Grant. In Ukraine, he saved a wounded comrade and destroyed an enemy armored vehicle with a single-use grenade launcher Matador. He didn't tell his mom about his decision to go to the front for a long time. The legions include representatives from more than 70 countries. Many come from South America, particularly Colombia. At one point, Spanish speakers made up 70% of the legions. Currently, Ukrainians are recruiting only those who speak English, Spanish, or Ukrainian and have combat experience or service experience in law enforcement in their home country.
This is also incorrect. I believe it does say this on paper, but we have gone through the Legion website and it says combat experience and first responder, not just police, first responder, firefighters, EMTs, paramedics, stuff like that, police. These people are, this experience is preferred, but it says it is not mandatory to have this. Really what they're looking for is a motivation to be here. Hey, babe, could you get your ass out of my face? Thanks. Excuse me.
However, if a candidate has useful skills discussed individually with a recruiter, prior service experience may not be required. Through the website, foreigners can join not only the International Legion, but also other units of the ground forces, which include international groups, squads, companies, or battalions.
So this is news to me. You can join other international groups, squads, companies. Oh, actually, there's Hatia. That's the unit I work with. That's funny. So I actually didn't know you could do that through the Legion website. And like I said, I haven't fact checked that, but I'll leave the link to Hatia's application down below just in case.
Thousands of foreigners continue to fight for Ukraine. Take a look at these famous shots from Severodonetsk, where bullets miraculously miss a Legionnaire.
Legionnaire died right here in this firefight on this staircase, I believe.
Phew, he shouts back at the Russian shooter. In the Legions, they know exactly what they're fighting for.
We believe in certain values. We must defend people, freedom, and democracy. Ha! What could be more important than fighting for what you believe in? Nothing.
Period. I won't harp on it anymore, but that is the the point I've been trying to make in all my videos is it's very clear, moral, right, and wrong. Again, the International Legion, this was an interesting take, right? There's some stuff they said that was accurate, some stuff that absolutely is not. But it says it on their website, it says it on the contract, so I could see why United 24 or whoever put this video together would say that, right? Because it says so on paper. But as from somebody that's been in and knows, take my word for it, all right? Especially if you've been around this channel for a while. Hopefully you can trust me at this point. So with that said, you guys, we'll leave it at that. This was a shorter video. Still managed to make a 5-minute clip into a 20-minute video though, because I yapped the whole fucking time. Thank you guys for all the support lately. Please help me blow this channel up, man. I want to blow this channel up, make a shit ton of money on this channel, and use this money to help fight Russians and also, of course, support myself and living in fucking Ukraine. Okay, I don't want to make that a misconception. Support that's coming to me, I'm using that money for myself as well, okay? That's why I don't claim that, I'm using this cash for directly for a specific unit or anything like that, because there's a lot of guys out here, a lot of people out here that do that, right? We call them grifters. They come out and they'll just make up a fucking name. Hey, I'm with Odin's Jaw Company, and they'll post a bunch of pictures on Instagram. They'll get people to fund them, send them money, and they're either sitting in a different country, just getting this money, or they're sitting here in Ukraine and getting this money and not doing jack shit with this fake unit. Anyways, I'll shut up. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next video.